Now let's cover some basic Linux commands. The first thing we need to do is to open the terminal. So I'm going to click on this application. And then I'm going to type the password of this OSINT virtual machine, which is called OSINT. And from this terminal window, we are going to use Linux commands and run some OSINT tools. And I'm going to cover how we can use many OSINT tools in a future section. So the first command that I would like to show you is called pwd, which will print your current working directory. So let me hit enter. We can see that right now we are in root, as you can see. So let me open the file explorer as root. And if I changed my directory to root, we can see that there is a folder called GitHub Tools. So how can we display all folders and files that are in our current working directory? To do this, all we have to do is just to type ls, which will list all folders and files in our current working directory. And since we are in root, then we should see this folder. So let me hit enter. And as you can see, this is the folder that is en route. The next command that I would like to show you will change your working directory. So let's say that you would like to change your directory to this folder. So to enter this folder, all we have to do just to type cd and then the folder name. So I'm going to type GitHub-tools, or you can type the first letters of the file or the folder. So I'm going to say G and then click on tab on my keyboard, which will auto-complete the folder name. So I'm going to hit enter, and right now we are in the GitHub Tools directory. So let me say pwd and hit enter, and as you can see, right now we are in root GitHub Tools. So let me go to the folders that are in this directory. So I'm going to say cd. And since I do not know what files and folders that are in this directory, I always like to click on tab once, which will auto-complete the folder name. And then I'm going to hit enter. Now let's say that I would like to move to the previous directory. So right now I'm in TJ OSINT notebook, and I would like to come back to GitHub Tools. So to do this, I'm going to use the same command that I've used before, cd, and then space, and then double dots, and then hit enter, and this will take me back to the GitHub Tools. Now, if I would like to use previous commands that I've used before, then I can click on the up arrow, and you can see that this is the last command that we have used. And if I would like to use the previous one, so I'm going to click on the up arrow again, and you can keep doing this until you find the command that you would like to execute again. Now let's say that you would like to know what a certain command does and what options that you can use with a certain command. In this case, we can use the manual command like this, followed by the name of the command that you would like to find its manual. So I'm going to say ls and hit enter. And as you can see, this will tell us that this tool will list directories content. And here we can see a full description of this tool. We can also see that we can use arguments with this command. So we can see that we can use -a, -b, etc. Now to exit the manual, all you have to do is just to type Q on your keyboard. And now we have come back to our terminal. There is another command that you can use similar to man, which is called help, that will show you the arguments that you can use with a certain tool. So all you have to do is just to type, for example, the tool name, ls for example, and then --help, and then hit enter. And as you can see, these are the arguments that you can use with this tool. For example, let's use the -l argument, which will use a long listing format, providing more information about the folders and files in our current working directory. So I'm going to hit enter and then say ls -l and then hit enter, which will give us more information about this folder. So we can see the creation time, the folder size, the group and owner of this folder, and the permissions. Now there will be a link in the description that contains a number of Linux commands that you can use. Now obviously you don't need to learn all of these commands. These are all commands that you will learn as you use Linux more often. But you can see the command name. For example, here we have cp and the description, which will copy one or more files to another location. Now, most Linux tools that you are going to use only the command line interface and do not have a graphical user interface. And we are going to learn how to use all of these tools in a future section.